Okay, so in this video, we will cover the next LeetCode SQL problem, that is question number 601, human traffic of stadium. And this come under the hard category. It's not that much hard and not that much easy, a little bit medium category. So let's read the question. So you have a one table stadium, and in the stadium you have the ID, you have the busy date, you have the people. So busy date is the column with unique values for this date. Each row of this date contains the visit date and the visit ID to the stadium with the number of people. So basically, uh, how many number of people come on that particular day, right? Okay, we need to write a solution to display the records with three or more rows where consecutive IDs and the number of people is greater than or equal to 100 for each. So basically, and return the result date ordered by visit date in ascending order. Okay. So what we need is we have only one table. So no join, nothing, just one table, which is fine. And we need to find the records where three or more consecutive IDs have people greater than 100. So let's look the example. So you have this example, stadium table. Uh, on 1st of January 2027, 10 people come. Second, so basically on this ID, 10 people come. On ID 2, because we need to find the three consecutive ID. First ID 10 people. So anyhow, like you can't include this because we need to find three consecutive ID, three or more, where the number of people is either equal or either greater. So one is anyhow out. Two, okay, 100 or more than 100, which is fine. But do we have the three consecutive? Three, okay, fine. Four, no, we don't have the 100. So we can't include two, three, four, right? Four, anyhow, like less than 100. Five, okay, 100, more than 100. Six, okay, 100 or more than 100. Seven, okay, 100 more than 100. Eight, okay. So basically, you have found three or more consecutive IDs where the number of people is greater than 100, right? So before writing any SQL query, so if you have to try, you click on the SQL schema, copy paste it, go to your PG admin, just run that command. So I run all this command and inserted the data. So you could see select star from stadium. I have like this data already inserted here, right? Okay. So maybe first approach maybe come into your mind is because you need to compare this value with the next value, right? And the next to next value and the next to next value, right? Maybe because generally we have the lead and the lag function. You have to compare with the next value. So maybe you were thinking, okay, maybe I can use the lead function. But the problem here is if you are going to use lead, so let's suppose I create two more rows, one row for the next column, another row for the next to next column. And in the here I put 109, in here I could put 150, and I can say, okay, if the columns contains all the three columns contain 100 or more than 100, then maybe that will satisfy my condition, right? But that will not suffix because here if it is three, which could be you can solve, but here three or more, maybe let's suppose there is 100K records. So all the 100Ks are more than like 100 people. So are you going to create 100K columns? So the answer is no, right? So you need to find, so basically that approach is eliminated, right? So you need to find some other way. Okay, so what the other way? So the other way is a kind of a grouping. So basically, you know, a kind of a start or end thing, or a kind of a grouping, right? So okay, if I group all this in one group, I found uh, everything, right? And something like that, right? Or maybe you can group all those where you have uh, more than 100, right? So if you normally run, let's suppose, because you need to find three consecutive ID. If you ignore this condition, three consecutive ID, if you normally run select star from this table where like people is greater than or equal to 100. So let's try to run that. Select star from stadium where people is greater than or equal to 100. So what you will get? So you will get those people, but is this correct? So the answer is yes, this is correct. Why it is correct? Like as a first step, it is correct. So why it is correct? Because when you say greater than 100, you anyhow remove this row, you have anyhow remove this row. Like our aim is to find three or more consecutive row. Correct. So if you have three or more consecutive row, doesn't matter whether I apply this condition or not, all those rows anyhow are going to come in my output, right? Even though those rows also going to become uh, which is not part of the three group, but still they are going to come, right? But those rows which is my output anyhow it's going to become, right? So I have found that. Okay, now I need to create some kind of a group, right? So this is one group, right? Maybe this is another group, right? Because this is consecutive, 2 3 is consecutive, 5 6 7 it is consecutive. So how you create a group? Because how can I say okay, 2 3 is one group, 5 6 7 8 is one group, right? So we have the rank function. Rank is going to work here? So answer is no. Dense rank, answer is no. Maybe let's assign some row number. So let's suppose if you give some row number over uh, order by ID. So let me give some row number. Right. So I give some row number 1 2 3 4 5 6. But now what should I do? Like I give the row number, but my approach is I need to create this group. I need to create this group. So here, if you just look at this pattern, maybe you will able to figure it out, because here is the ID, here is the row number. If I do 2 minus 1, I get 1. If I do 3 minus 2, I get 1. Basically, one group. If I do 5 minus 3, I get 2. If I go do 6 minus 4, I get 2. If I do 7 minus 5, I get 2. If I do 8 minus 6, I get 2. Basically, I get the another group 2. Right? So, what I can do is I can subtract ID minus row number. So, ID minus row number. So now you could see I assigned some group ID, right? Let me give some as group ID. I assigned some group ID, right? Now the problem is very easy. So the only trick is this one. That's it. So now I think everyone can able to solve the problem, because we can just do the group by where the group ID count is greater than 3, right? So you have this table, one table. So let's create a CTE with CTE as, right, now. So the other is, so select count star from, or you can say select group ID count star from CTE group by, you need to group by group ID having count star greater than or equal to 3. So let's see if it is going to work or not. Okay, so you have the group ID too, because my aim is, if somehow I am, let me run one query. So my aim is, if somehow I am able to retrieve this group ID too, I can just like put where clause, like select star from this table where group ID is this. My answer is done, right? So that is the only thing which I did. I just put group ID count star where city a group by group ID having count star is greater than 3. But do I need count? So answer is no. A count is just because I need the group ID. So I found the group ID. If I found the group ID, can I put a subquery? So answer is yes. Select uh, star from CTE where group ID in. Why in? because it could be so many group ID as well, right? And I got the answer, right? But in the output, I just need ID, visit date, and people. So I don't need the group ID. Uh, ID, visit date, people. Right? So I get the output, right? Now just copy paste. Let's try to run it. So sample code accepted. So let's try to submit it. Okay, so all the 15 test cases has been passed, right? So even though you could see it is mentioned hard category question, but if you closely observe the query, we have not used any such function which you may not aware, because row number, rank, dense rank, everything we have covered in last of the video. uh, City we have covered, uh, group by we have covered. And I think like from last two line, like third and fourth line, once you have, like once someone is able to generate this table, so once someone is able to generate this table, then anyone can uh, like run the query, right? Because what they have to do is just group by and found the count and then put the subquery, right? So the only challenge was that one. So we because in the question it is fine to compare with the next three consecutive, right? So earlier, if we have to check the next value, generally we think of lead and lag, but here the lead is function is not working, so maybe we have to think some another approach, right? So we think, okay, if we just put filter condition like where condition, even if these are going to be removed, right? But if there are three consecutive, anyhow those will come anyhow together, right? So that's the only trick which we play. So we just put from where greater than 100, and because these will come automatically, now I have to assign group number, because I know because 2 3 is there is a gap for 5 6 7 8. So I need a way to find, okay, this is part of one group, this is part of the another group, so I just assign the rank number, row number, sorry. And as soon as I assign the row number, if I do subtraction or some kind of a logic, it will be easy for me. So that's it, at the end of the video, and you can also give it a try. Thank you.